grab your popcorn, rip that ticket, get in that seat, lickety splicket, go watch a movie.
To Go Watch a Movie, episode 102. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
I apologize for the missed week. That's my fault. It's always my fault. It's never Robert's fault. He's always like, I'm ready to do this. Where the fuck are you? But, we are back, and we are ready to go with Astra. Did I pronounce that Astra right? Is it Astra?
I'm pretty sure you got it.
Okay. Yes, but before we get into that, a little bit of entertainment news. So I think one of the I'll say that Battlestar Galactica was thought to be a reboot, is going to be a continuation. The showrunner came out and said he's not rebooting it. It's the guy who did Mr. Robot and Homecoming, Sam Esmail. But he said he's not rebooting it. He's a huge fan. Why mess with perfection? Instead, they're going to explore a new story within the mythology while staying in the spirit of Battlestar. So I actually enjoyed this last run of Battlestar Galactica. I didn't think I would, but I really liked what they did. Were you a fan of that show?
I have not given that one a shot yet. I hear a lot of good things about it, though, from everybody, so it must be good.
It is. And it kind of fits the space sci-fi thing we're on today. So but we're jumping right off of that and going to some... I think the biggest news this week is that the three bigs are coming back for Jurassic World 3. Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum are all set to come back. The original cast of Jurassic Park, are coming back for Jurassic World 3. It makes me happy. I mean, some people want them to stop making these movies because you can only do it so much, but you know.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. I haven't seen the new
Jurassic World.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. I'm gonna have to put that on my list because I don't know. I feel like those other people. I think it's kind of played out. I think we're done.
Yeah, they're going on what, 6, 7, and they kind of did a silent reboot or relaunch with the Jurassic World now. You know, like they didn't make a big deal out of it. It's like, okay, we were a park, now we're world.
Yeah, I like the original. I'm a fan of that. I still think that movie is awesome, but all these other ones, not.
And I like Chris Pratt though. Like he's good.
He is good. I'm not gonna, yeah.
It'd be cool to see him with the original people. So looking forward to that. That's entertainment news for today. We're gonna move right along to trailers. You first or me, sir?
You go right ahead.
I'm going to go with a little trailer that I saw called Depraved. Depraved. It looks like kind of a retelling of the Frankenstein story. Mm-hmm. Apparently there's a scientist of some sort who is tired of seeing soldiers die. So one soldier gets blown up by some sort of bomb. He gets him, puts him back together and brings him back to life, a la Frankenstein, and starts re-showing him how to live with this new life. It looks pretty cool. The guy is like super strong. He's not all stiff. He's more agile. He's stronger. It's like his genetics are like increased from it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it looks pretty dang good, and that's Depraved.
Ooh, I'll have to check that one out. So Halloween's almost here, and I love me some horror movies, and I've noticed there's been some trailers for horror movies coming out, right time of the year for it. So I'm getting kind of pumped because I want to see some new horror movies. Okay. So first one I got two for you. Sorry. The first one is called The Cleansing Hour. Mm-hmm. And basically it is about this group of people who air over the internet an exorcism, if I understand it correctly. But the trick is, as they're doing this, it's all like a production. It's fake. I mean, the people who are watching it probably think it's real, but they're faking it. Okay, and it tells you that right at the beginning of the trailer. There's no surprise, But then they go on another little trip. They're finna do it again, and I guess it's a real this time. They don't really, they're not expecting this, obviously. And then all of a sudden, it's a real exorcism, and all kinds of crazy stuff starts happening. Demons start popping up, or monsters, or whatever they are. People start getting killed. People are still watching it,
it's fake.
Yeah, they're watching it, thinking it's real, but this is actually real this time, and people are dying, and so they're all terrified, and it's getting aired over, like an exorcism is being aired over the entire world, basically.
Oh shit, that sounds awesome.
So I think it's a really good idea. I hope the movie does it right, and it's fun and scary. Mostly scary, but yeah, I'm kind of excited for that one, The Cleansing Hour. And then my second one is a little Netflix joint. I can't talk for some reason. Netflix, and it's called In the Tall Grass. And it's basically a bunch of people are lost in a field, which sounds like the most boring thing ever, but it actually looks kind of cool. Like all these people end up in this field. I don't know if you've seen this, and they're basically just get lost in a field. That's basically it. I don't want to over explain it, but there's some trippy stuff that they show later in the trailer. I think they do a really good job in the trailer, which is why I'm excited for the movie. And it's easy to get because it's on Netflix, so it should be shouldn't be too hard to see. And I like one of the lines from it where he's like, "Can you find anything in this field?" And the little kid's like, "Yeah, you can. But it's easier when they're dead." So I just thought that was cool. I think it's a cool looking trailer. It's called In the Tall Grass. Check that one out.
In the Tall Grass. Okay. Yeah, I saw that one, but that first one, is a cinematic release?
Cleansing Hour, yes.
Yes, Cleansing Hour, okay. Yeah, that sounds very awesome.
I don't think it looks too bad. I mean, it is a horror movie. It's not going to be on Hereditary's level. I mean, not there, but it's still going to be fun, I think.
Looking forward to seeing that one. All right. Well, that will bring us to Ad Astra. Watch about if you would not mind.
30 years ago, Clifford McBride led a voyage into deep space, but the ship and crew were never heard from again. Now his son, a fearless astronaut, must embark on a daring mission to Neptune to uncover the truth about his missing father and a mysterious power surge that threatens the stability of the universe. It stars Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones.
Thank you, Watchbot. Robert, correct me here when I mess up. I'm gonna want to do this here because this is a big showdown. In this corner, standing at 6 foot 1, 2,
4,
we at 154 pounds ish.
No, closer to 225. Wait, close.
225. We have the podcasting rope-a-dope champion, Robert. And on this side, we have the reigning, defending Academy Award nominee, maybe we're not sure, Brad Pitt.
Very well.
We have a history, if you guys don't know, over the show. It's always fun. But yeah, basically, Brad Pitt's acting is a question constantly on this show. But Ad Astra, sci-fi art film. Did you feel Mr. Pitt's acting got any better here?
First, let me say this. I did peek on some sites to see what other people thought of this film, and overwhelmingly, I saw a lot of people, critic-wise, say that Brad Pitt's acting was absolutely sensational in this movie. It was just praise after praise after praise on his acting. So obviously, I just don't get it because I didn't think his acting was there.
Yeah.
I mean, he did act, obviously, but it was almost like it was very minimalist, and I don't think that's a bad thing because I guess that is a style, that is a a thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like I'm going to compare it to another movie later, but I just felt like, and I know it was supposed to be semi-flat, purposefully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah,
man, did they find the right guy for semi-flat?
Oh yeah.
Because that's what it was for me.
I've been watching the Between Two Ferns movie came out, so I went back and binged all those. I don't know if you've ever seen those. With Zach Galifianakis. Basically, he sits between two ferns and interviews celebrities, but he basically bashes them while he's doing it. And he had Brad Pitt on one of them, and I'll insert that here. But he basically said the same thing. He's like, so you're the hottest man alive. Do you think that's why people tolerate your bad acting?
I have to look this up and see what he said.
It's so great. It's so great. But yeah, I gotta tell you, I've been on the fence. Like, I agree with Robert sometimes, and then other times I'm like, but he did this and he made me laugh in the Ocean's movies. Boy, oh boy. This movie was like someone, an art student, just graduated film school, and he watched a lot of old school Star Trek. And it was like, I can do this.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
I don't, maybe it's like that Napoleon movie,
Napoleon Dynamite.
Dynamite, yeah. I just don't get it. But I did the same thing. Like I watched a few reviews and that sort of thing, and people, he's going to get an Oscar. He's gonna blah blah. I'm like, why? You have poor Tommy Lee Jones propped up the entire movie, every scene. If you go watch that movie, every scene he's leaning on something.
You just can't handle.
Can't do it. What did you think of this movie, man? I'm sorry.
Overall, I don't want to ruin my, if I want to say go watch or don't go watch, but I gotta say it could have been shorter. I mean, I felt like I was in there for it was like a 2-hour movie, but I felt like I was in there for 4 hours. So long. It's just, and I think it dragged a lot. I mean, I understand it was like a study in like subtlety or something. Like, they're not blasting like action and they want you to think. They want you to say, okay, this is all about going out into space. It's all about the separation between parents and loved ones and other loved ones. It's about looking for something that's way out there that really shouldn't matter as much as what's right here. And I get all that. I get those messages, and I understand it. But man, did you have to spend? Because they don't
hours? Really. It's not. They don't. It's not like it's a metaphorical what you just described. They're like literally telling you those things. Like, There's really. I read one review where the guy's like, the meaning of this movie might be debated for years. I'm thinking, did you guys see the same movie? It's clear as day. That's what it's about. It's pretty simple to me, and I'm not a super smart guy, so if I can figure it out, you should be able to figure it out too. Brad Pitt says those things I think a couple times.
And the movie does have its moments for people who want a little excitement. Yeah. I mean, it has a couple great scenes. But you see him in the trailer. Well, one of them you see in the trailer, the moon chase, buggy chase. There's only 2 action scenes in it to really talk about. 3 maybe. And then of course I don't want to reveal it because I think it was really cool to see what was actually happening to that guy as he was dying.
To the dad?
No, to the guy in the middle of the movie where they were going to see his dad and they had to make a stop.
Oh, because that's the distress call.
Yeah, I think because it was a kind of a trick because remember they're talking about there's life out there, but and there's like at the end you find out there maybe isn't any life out there, but there's a lot of possibilities for life. So again, focus on what's right here. But you see what's actually going, because you think it might be something else, because the trailers always hint at, oh, you'll be guessing to the very end. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah, right. That was cool to see what it actually was. You're like, well, it wasn't as, but still, it was like, that's kind of a shocker. So I kind of like that shock value from that scene.
Yeah, he's over. I won't say too much, but just see the body shaking.
Yeah, because you don't know what that is. That could be anything. You're out in space. That could be anything. Then you see what it is, and you're like, oh, well, hey, that's a surprise.
And it kind of makes sense with Yeah, there were notes in this movie that felt very old school. I guess 70s, 80s feel like of which I kind of dissed on at first, with my description, but some of it felt good. Like some of it felt like, oh man, they're taking things back to old school sci-fi. I
think the movie has a really beautiful, polished look to it.
Yes,
I think this was a real labor of love for all the people who were involved in making it, and I think they did a terrific job on the surface level of making the film. I think it's super polished. It looks great. There's nothing wrong with that. I do feel like the pacing, I don't know if that could have been changed if I would have liked it more. I don't know if it was exactly the length that turned me off to it as much as the main character, but I feel like there's something there. Like I was antsy the entire time I watched.
Me too.
Like I wanted to get up and leave, and as soon as that first line of credits, I was up and I was out.
Same.
I was ready to go, but I don't know. I can't really exactly put my finger on it, but there was something there that was lacking.
Him. Like I and they like did the whole over narration thing, kind of a la Benjamin Button with him, but it was like, dude, you said flat earlier. That's the perfect word for it. And I just don't think you should go that route. I don't think you should go for that dry, flat, that mellow.
If there had been contrast, it would have been cool. See, I want to remember Equilibrium.
Yes.
Not
there was a reason that they were emotionless.
Not the same movie, I understand, but I just want you guys to look. If you've never seen Equilibrium, definitely check that one out and watch Christian Bale, how he plays flat, towards the beginning of the movie. And then I don't want to ruin it for people, but as he starts to feel more emotions, you actually see it. You see him.
Yes,
feeling that. You feel it too, because you're along with that ride. Brad Pitt,
like when he puts his hand over that or when he's hearing the music for the first time, and you can see his face change. Like there's like a warmth that goes over him, and like you said, you feel that too. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's amazing. So I look at that, and then I'm looking at this movie, and I'm like, so I'm thinking, okay, when's he going to break? When's that contrast going to shine, and we're going to just be blown away by how some real acting there, and just not some flat. I don't have to really do anything. I can just play it cool. I was waiting for that, and you only get a tinge of it, a slight tinge when they're like, "Okay, we're done with you now. We don't need you to try to contact your dad anymore." They're like, it's like, what? Where did you get a response?
You get something?
You get a tinge, but then it goes away.
My whole thing is here: was there any real reason for him to be emotionless? I get it. His dad walked out. But
that's how he coped by being abandoned. He thought he was abandoned. He really wasn't, in a way, but sort of.
Shut off the world, shut off everything.
He was. He has. Yeah, basically, he had daddy issues, so he shut down, and that's how he coped with it. And he chanted things to himself like, "I will be, the perfect astronaut. Blah blah blah. I will not make decisions that will, hinder my job." And he's screwed with his relationships, and he by the end of the movie realizes that what's more important. But that was his coping mechanism. But I don't think 2 hours of that was necessary for us to get that point.
Oh yeah,
I felt like that journey was too long.
Yeah.
And he basically killed 3 people for no reason.
For no fucking reason.
So it's like,
his dad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if his dad was even there.
Yeah, that's true. He just had something he had to let go, and the station was just malfunctioning.
Yeah, right before then, he's like, the zero gravity is messing with my brain, and I'm he's starting to lose it, and he just had his first emotional break in however many years since he was a kid, so I don't even know if he was really there. Because what old dude's going to get in a suit, go out in space, and then
who can't even stand the entire movie.
Yeah, and just fling himself. I just want to be flung out into space in the spacesuit and die. Like, that's not the way to get anybody. And what was Brad Pitt going to do?
I honestly think you are giving this movie more credit than it deserves.
I don't know if he was really there. I don't think he was there. That's my
I mean, but it fits what you're saying because they show like the when he's coming on the space station, they show like the satellite kind of blinking out and seemingly malfunctioning.
I don't think he could have been alive. Look how many years he would have had to stay there
alone
on that ship. It couldn't have been rations for that long. I don't think. Even though he killed everybody else, he could have had other rations, but still, I don't think he could survive for that many years out there. There's no way. I just don't think he was. Because think about it. What was he going to do? Silver surf, back to his ship with his dad, like holding his dad over his shoulder?
Yeah, there was no way old man was making that, and that was just dumb anyway.
There's no way.
I'm gonna fly through an asteroid though with a panel.
Yeah, he's going to silver surf his way through it. I don't get it. There's no way he could have done that with his dad. So I don't know what they were planning to do together, but
he waves him up. And his dad's like, I'm going on one more wild ride.
Joke's on you.
I don't know, man. It was just too much of, and then I like the fight scene where he killed 3 people, and it's not like I was just seeking action because I don't mind a stylized sci-fi, but this one was just
very stylized. That part of it was cool that they went that route. That's nothing wrong.
Yeah, it was stylized, but it was just what style was that?
Not for me. Whatever. I don't know. That the whole killing the 3 people thing was just so funny to me because they're like, he didn't really do anything.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm not here to hurt you, and every one of them died. It's just like,
why wouldn't they put on their masks if they know these are well-trained, high-ranking astronauts?
If they're out in space all the time, they should be able to take somebody. They shouldn't be that one-sided where the guy's not even really trying, and then you all end up dying unless they purposely died because they couldn't stand his acting. It's like, we got to get out of here. And that's why Tommy Lee Jones flung himself out. Tommy Lee Jones flung himself into space. He's like, I just can't do this anymore, guys.
And I guess I owe Dark Phoenix an apology. Apparently, duct tape is the fix-all even in space.
It is.
Because so sorry, Dark Phoenix.
What'd you think of Liv Tyler? You don't think she got enough?
Once again, we were bamboozled by the trailer here because there was a scene in the trailer that wasn't in the movie. Right after he fell from the satellite, they showed her in the trailer by his bedside, explaining the surge and everything. That didn't happen in the movie, did it?
Don't recall that. No.
Yeah. So
I felt like we needed. Yeah, we needed more Liv in that.
She was basically a shadow. He's just glancing at her periodically.
Yeah, they didn't really care. I think they needed to show that relationship more. So maybe there would have been more like of an emotional bond with us to them, so we could feel something more. Because I didn't feel for the guy. How did they even get together? If he's really that emotionally shut down, why the fuck would she want that? Because he's the hottest man ever, apparently.
I guess,
That's all it takes.
Yeah. So, you want to go out with me sometime? Yeah, sure. That'd be awesome. Here's my number. Can I call you? Yeah, that's just perfectly fine. And then, when he found out that his dad was possibly this super murderer dude, all he does is hand in head, and then he's fine again.
Yeah, that's all it takes. And the lady was like, I felt for that lady. He was like, yeah, just so you know, your dad killed my parents.
Yeah.
And he's still, yeah, well, that sucks. It's like, they're going to come after you for helping me, right? She's like, yeah, well, it's like, well, have a good time. Hope that works out for you.
Oh, my God. And then that whole scene was just drawn out. Like, it was beautiful, but it was drawn to him getting onto the ship. Like, that was, I don't know, man. Just, I don't, like I said, this is one that I just don't get, I guess. This is.
I'm right there with you. I mean, like I said, there's parts of it that I admire. I think that they made a beautifully polished film that just, I mean, space is cool. I like space.
You think him, George Clooney, and Sandra Bullock are all good friends? Do you think, like, Sandra Bullock and George Clooney were like, man, he hasn't done one yet? Because she had Gravity. George had Solaris. They're like, well, maybe we should talk to him and get him. Have him do one. Okay. Yeah. And had Brad. Guess what? You need a space movie. He's like, well, exactly, Brad. Do it. All right. Me and Angie are the best friends. So, that's my theory. Maybe his friends talked him into it. I don't know.
I don't know who talked him into it, or somebody talked them into hiring him. I don't know. I guess you wouldn't turn down Brad Pitt if you want to do your movie.
And that's the thing. That's it. Like, but he has that. It's Brad Pitt. You're not gonna say no. Everybody knows Brad Pitt. So, I mean, why would you?
I don't think as many people would have gone to see this movie if Brad Pitt wasn't in it.
Agreed.
I don't know how many people have actually gone to see it, but I'm assuming the majority of people are probably going because they're.
Let's hop over to Rotten Tomatoes and see how things are going.
I'm really surprised by the score.
I have not even looked at it yet.
Oh man, wait till you see it. You're gonna.
Let's see here. Astra. Oh, 83% fresh.
Yeah, it's fresh.
By the tomato meter, the audience score, though. That popcorn bucket's kicked over.
Yeah.
42%. Huh.
I'm surprised the audience score is that high because the people went in the movie theater that I was in, every one of them was like, towards the end, was like talking crap about the film before it was even over. The old guy behind it, there's a bunch of old people, but they're like, they went too deep with this one. And then the one lady was like,
one of those art house films, you know, like it doesn't really belong in. And I'm not saying only blockbusters should go to movies, but this, you know, there's a place for this.
Yeah, I don't think it. I mean, I don't want to knock a film type because I think everything has a place.
Yeah,
and should
honestly,
be appreciated.
everything should go to the cinema. I apologize.
Don't apologize. But this one, I don't know. I mean, we're obviously not professional critics. We don't.
Hey.
We're not, we're just. I don't feel like we're professional critics. I feel like we're regular dudes.
I
feel like we're regular, hardcore movie watching dudes.
Where would we fit? Would we go on the tomato meter side or audience score side?
I think we're right in the middle.
Okay,
I think we're somewhere in the middle because I don't want to. I mean, critics get paid to be critics. You know what I mean? So sometimes they are overly critical because.
And they want to continually be invited to awards and things like that. So they have to smooze a couple of people.
Yeah, I think audience score is probably more honest.
Yeah,
for the most part. If it was like kid audience score, it'd be completely honest because they're not going to be like, that movie sucked.
Also,
they didn't like it. But I think we're somewhere.
Look at those numbers though. Like it's 301 to get it to 83% fresh. And that's 4,725 to get it to 42%. So I need to see how they're calculating this.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's just not as many critics. I mean, and most of them who watched this for some reason thought it was awesome. Yeah. Like I don't know if there's like a critic school, like people go to school to like. No, they just do it and develop a reputation. Yeah. I do. Let's read a couple. There is 17% of these critics that didn't like this.
Adam Graham. This is slow, obtuse filmmaking with little emotional connection.
He nailed it right there. That's
I'm not gonna read it anymore.
That's it. Good job, guy.
Go watch Not For You, sir.
I say no. I don't know how I mean, like I said, it's got its moments.
Brad Pitt's
I wouldn't
really,
run it.
he's shaking on the ropes.
But I mean, it's definitely don't go watch it. I mean, not at the movie theaters. I wouldn't. I can't. No, I can't think of a reason why I would say go watch this in the theaters.
Like Robert said earlier, I was in the same boat. Like there was times I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave. No, gotta finish this for the show. And like he said, as soon as that credit line rolled, I was like, yep, fade to black, I'm gone. Like I didn't really want to be there anymore.
Couldn't. I mean, I just don't know. I can't. What do you think?
Yeah. No, don't go watch.
Don't watch it. Yeah. Never.
I mean, it is a beautiful style of filmmaking that they've produced here. But that alone isn't enough, I don't think.
I think I needed more contrast. I think it was too flat for me all the way through.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Contrast says, does a lot.
Because even in the high intense scenes, like let's put that moon buggy scene. Mm-hmm. Fucking people are crashing and gunshots and lasers. I'm punctured. Mm-hmm. Are you okay? Yes. 1 second. Yes, I'm fine. I'm okay now. Give me a gun. The guy dies. Throws him out. Oh no, we are still driving. You know, like he.
Mm-hmm. Even when you drive over a cliff and you fall for like an hour, you're like, there's no it's just like we're going to land eventually.
Yeah. It was.
I mean, the ending that. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, with your lieutenant's body can be found 3.5 kilometers outside of the crater. I am sorry for your loss.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. The ending that I wanted, not the ending that we got. I'm going to ruin the ending for everybody. So he's in a bar or a coffee shop or something. I don't know what he's in. And he realizes the importance of feelings and love in his life and the people who were in it. And he calls his wife and she comes and she's standing there in the door and he looks at her and he smiles. That's the end of the movie. Okay. The ending that I wanted was him sitting there in that bar. He's drinking whatever he's drinking. His wife comes up, through the door and looks at him and he smiles. And then she shakes her head no and then turns around and walks out. And he just starts screaming bloody murder and just falls to the ground. That's the movie. That's the ending that I needed. Then
that would have been perfect. But the real question is, can Brad Pitt pull that off?
Yeah, I do like some Brad Pitt movies. I don't want everybody to think I just hate everything that Brad Pitt he does. I like Troy. Yeah, I feel like he. Yeah, at least. I think he was. It was good. He was good in Troy. Yeah, I liked Fight Club.
Oh, yep.
He's brilliant in that movie.
I think Inglourious Basterds is a masterwork. Maybe not specifically because of him, but
Right. Yeah, so he's done some good films. Where he actually got to do some acting, and even though it wasn't like picture perfect for me, it was still good enough that I enjoyed the movie. Some movies are, they're bad, but you can still enjoy them. We have a good movie with sometimes a bad actor, you can still enjoy that movie. Yeah. But this one, it was just, for me, everything about it was just, bad for me. So sorry, people who made it, because I know you put your love and heart and everything into it. But yeah, this one wasn't for me.
Do you see like somebody else in this that you think would have?
I think if they had put somebody else in there, it wouldn't have saved it unless they had changed. Like I said, I wanted more contrast.
The tone of it. Gotcha.
Yeah, like they should have showed the two sides. Him starting to feel like, even like when we went to the ship and he's losing his mind, or maybe the journey to the ship. If you watch him starting to slowly like talk to himself and then show emotion, and
even that
something
fucked me up, because he did that same trip back. Granted, riding a nuclear explosion and nothing. He's just, I left it on Earth.
I just needed something more than what I got from it. It wasn't just Brad Pitt that ruined the movie for me. I don't want people to think that, but he was definitely a contributing factor. Needed more.
All right. Buongiorno. Where you can find us, gowatchthemovie.com. I know things have been spotty. Like I said, that's all my fault. A couple new things in life are happening. I'll get back on the wagon here and get things going up regularly and all that jazz. GoWatchMovie.com, Spotify, iTunes, all of that. Please like, subscribe, leave messages. Still try and post on the regular on the socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's everything for today. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Go watch some other movie.
Grab your popcorn, rip that ticket, get in that seat, lickety split it. Go watch a